Don't tell your story and stay in the bad place. That isn't going to serve you at all. So make sure. Well, hello you guys, welcome to Motivational Monday. So we're back in the office. Last week, if you saw, we was in the trees, which was amazing, wasn't it?
Because it's so pretty. And I've got a really massively important message today that I stole from Oprah Winfrey, so kudos to her.
Now, this video today, we're going to talk about how you tell your story for a couple of reasons. First things first, hello, how are you doing? I hope you've had a really good week wherever you are. The news will be out by the time you're watching this video on what's going on in the UK regarding lockdown. Let's not talk about that on this video because we're going to talk instead about how you tell your story, and this is for a couple of reasons. So I'm also going to pick your brains, so make sure you watch this video all the way to the end because I do want some answers from you, how you can help me. Now, some of you I know have been with me on this channel for absolute donkey's years. Some of you might be new, some of you might be here for the very first time. My mission on this channel really is to try and help you guys, and I've been trying to figure out for a very long time exactly what the way to do that is. Now, these Monday videos, even though it gets a smaller audience than the rest, I've kind of really listened to you, and even I've had a couple of messages this week that have said, where have you been all week? We've missed your videos. And in case you don't know, I have been putting a book together. Very exciting. I will tell you about that at the end of this video. So make sure that you're here for that if you want to hear about the book. For now, we're going to talk about putting hand cream on because everybody's hands are so dry from all the hand washing that we're doing. No, for now, we're going to talk about how you tell your story in life and how it can benefit you law of attraction wise. You can honestly so easily make a difference to what the outcome of things are depending on how you tell the story. I'm going to use a couple of cliches in this, but let's talk about the two different types of storytelling. Okay, so you've got the type of storytelling that gets you engaged and is for entertainment purposes. And you've got the type of storytelling, well, the two that I'm going to talk about, there's loads really, isn't there? The two that I'm going to talk about on this channel today are one's for entertainment and for storytelling purposes, and the other one is for manifestation purposes, okay? So the one that you're going to be interested in because you love the law of attraction is the manifestation one. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your language and your story that you're telling isn't a certain way. Now, that doesn't mean you can never speak about anything negative. It doesn't mean you can never have negative thoughts. We are human beings. I say this nearly every week. We are human beings and we will get things wrong. So you know that by now. But however, if you choose to stay in that negative mindset chatter when the thing happened, say there's a negative thing that you're talking about, when that thing happened, if you remain there, it's almost like putting out to the universe that you kind of want to stay there. So you need to, oh, that was quite juicy actually. So it's almost like you're going to be saying, okay, this thing happened to me. I've learned this from it. I'm going to move forwards now. And instead of staying there and letting that really hurt me for forevermore, I'm going to use that to propel me into something better. That really should make a lot of sense. Watch that again if you don't. This thing happened to me. I've learned this from it. I'm going to move forwards now. And instead of staying there and letting that really hurt me for forevermore, I'm going to use that to propel me into something better. So you can take the thing that happened, and when you're telling that story, there's no harm in telling that story. For instance, let's take what's happening now. We are in this situation, and part of the reason that I wanted to bring out this anthology is for our future generation to look back and say, oh, you know, maybe that wasn't quite as bad in some respects as it sounded. Because I don't know about you, if I look back in history at things like the plague or look at the war, my mum was just about born at the end of the war. When she tells stories, you think, oh my God, that must have been awful. But she tells them almost comically sometimes. Oh, there was a doodle bug that landed at the end of our garden, and thankfully it didn't go off. It had gone off, I'd never be here now. And you're like, oh my God, you just tell that story like flippantly like that. Now, I think sometimes when you're in a situation, you cannot see anything but black clouds. When you get out of that situation and look back, you think, actually, yeah, okay, I can see that guided me there, or it taught me that. And I think that you need to take that on board and think, right, I'm going to learn from that, and where am I going to go? If you're sitting down, if you keep telling that story over and over and over in a real negative pattern, what you give out is what you get back. Okay, it's kind of like Newton's law. Let's talk about Newton's law. So the energy, there's always got to be a counterbalance. If you're giving something out, you're going to get something back. It's kind of like that. So if you're giving out negativity, what's the chances you're going to probably get back negativity? It's not always going to be, you're not giving out that message of positivity and hope. So I think, and this is really what I have honed in on my channel here, and I did hint to it before, that I've been working really hard on behind the scenes stuff. You won't have seen it so much yet, although did you have a look at the channel art? It's changed on this channel. Stay there and have a look afterwards. So we've got some new channel art, some new branding going on, and this has all come from an absolute genius team of people that I've been connecting with over in the States, and we've been talking about all sorts of things and getting to the nitty-gritty of the core of who you are and what you're doing and where you're going with certain things. And so on this channel, I've always kind of been that law of attraction person that talks about law of attraction, but in a really real way, in a way that, like, let's take that. So it looks like it's going to rain outside. That's really interesting. My book, or my portion of the book, and then the subsequent book that will be coming out, is called No Rain, No Flowers. And I think that is a phrase that absolutely perfectly sums up what I'm about, what my channel is about. So it will rain, but without that rain, we're not going to have the nice flowers that bloom. And I love this expression, okay? So you need to understand it can't be sunny days all the time. Much as we all love the sun and we like to get out there and it's easier to go walking in and all that sort of stuff. If you don't have the rain, so in other words, if you don't have the clouds that come over and, that stuff, that isn't real life, and you're not going to learn from it, and you're never going to grow. So that's kind of what my channel is about. It's not about law of attraction, positive all the time. It is about taking those juicy bits that you can take out of life and making them juicier and making them better, and taking the bad stuff and making sure that it makes you feel something that's going to be of a better value than it was as it was delivered, if that makes sense. But leading on from that, as you guys know, I am a storyteller, and sometimes it's here on YouTube and sometimes it's in the form of writing. I've got loads of blog posts out there, you can go and read them. My links are all down there, go and have a look. And the books I pulled off of Amazon quite some time ago now, when I was out in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It doesn't have a T in it, Herzegovina, that's better. Them down because at the time I was advised to go pitching for agents because my work was very commercial, and I did do that for a little while, but it didn't quite, I'm not 100% sure it's the right time for me. So I've decided to take those stories, and I am going to be putting them back up there, but they need some editing, they need some tweaking. Suffice to say, as you can probably tell by how tired I look, I have been working really hard on this latest book. We'll be doing loads of readings. I don't know if I'm going to do them on this channel. I might do some little snippets here and there, but I certainly will do a whole video telling you about the book, who the authors are, because it's an anthology. There are 12 of us all together, and I've put it together and it's now gone off to the publishers, which is so exciting. I cannot wait to share more with you. I will do that, but this is not the video for it. Talking to these amazing people over in the States, we've come to the conclusion that what I actually am, I'm not here to teach you how to repair a tractor. I'm not here to teach you always. Sometimes I'll do some food stuff and some recipe things and some stuff about allergies and whatnot, but I'm not here so much to, it's not a how-to, but it is a storytelling kind of channel. And I have got so many stories that I haven't shared with you because I thought, what are you going to get from it? What is your gain from it? But the more that I talk to people, the more I realise they just want to sometimes hear the story. Now, when I'm telling these sorts of stories, there needs to be a story arc, which is something that I learned in my MA, is very important to every single story, whether it's a book, whether it's a blog post or a story online, something like this. You need to go through a story arc, and that always needs to follow a certain pattern. And if you look at all the Disney films and things, there's always a baddie in it. There's always an inciting incident. You might have heard some of these terms if you're some sort of story person. There's always a resolve, crisis point, then resolve. And it kind of needs to follow that pattern. So I'm thinking now, any stories that I've got like that, where I can throw in that, make it a little bit dramatic in the places that it needs to be, make sure that it's a very good resolve and that is inspirational at the end of it. I'm going to start sharing these stories with you online, which makes me feel as though I'm standing into that skin and owning that of who I am, which is super exciting, because this is what I want to do. you might have guessed, you might have not, but I do like to talk, and I'm not that 20-year-old YouTuber here putting her makeup on and showing you how to do makeup. You know, I've got life experiences that I can share with you, and hopefully it will inspire you to think, oh my God, I went through a bad time like that, and now look, you know. And you can always, doesn't matter what it is, you know, life is about journeys, and life is about going through stuff and experiencing things. What I like to share with you is that you can completely look at that in two ways, and you can choose, like my story, which will be coming out. I can't tell you when, I haven't got a clue. There's so much work to it, and I really, really want it to be very polished when it goes to the publisher. But this is my IVF story, and the tale is a tragic tale. But looking on 20 years later, more than 20 years later, it's just been such a good ride. There have been some real down times, but when I look now, I'm like, whoa, you know. And would I have had it any other way if I could go back in time? Probably not, if I'm honest. I tell that story in a way that does break your heart in places, and you're going to feel me, you're going to feel where I was, and the desperation, and that, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But I also want you to feel the joy. Now, this I think can carry through brilliantly on the videos, and YouTube is a whole other platform that can be another route to get you into getting your stories out there. And writing both the books and doing the YouTube, which so many of you seem to, you miss it when I don't put something up. And the reason I've not been doing it, I literally have been at my desk for 14 hours every day, and just writing, editing, getting it published, getting it formatted. Formatting has been blimmin' hard actually, but a really, really good learning curve. And I'll know better for next time on how to do some of these things. Even though I published before, this is a brand new publishing house that I'm using, so it is quite different. There's been a lot to learn. But it's very good, and I actually did say to somebody, you know, I'm tripping along the way, and they're like, the tripping is good, because, you know, when you get there, you're like, yes, I got there. And that's what I mean about telling your stories and how you're telling them. So I'm going to be sharing loads of things on this channel with you, and that is going to be, whether it be from my trip to Venice, which was years ago now, how was that? What did I enjoy about it? Can I put some photos in there to show you, which would be good while I'm chatting? If you're going to Venice, where should you go? Or it might be about something to do with life. Like, for example, when I used to work as a weight loss coach, you know, what was that like? The ups and downs of the company that I worked for, why I left, my university experience as a mature student, all these sorts of things I think are quite good stories to tell, and it might help somebody somewhere. So hence, that's what you're going to be seeing on this channel, a whole lot more of, bit by bit. It's going to unfold slowly. Before, obviously, we can't do the travelling thing at the moment, and I'm probably not going to go abroad until next year, even if we were able to, because I have got a lot of work here to do. And having lockdown time has been really nice to show me, actually, you need to sit your bum on that chair in this office and get your stuff done. So I've been really focused, and it's been lovely. Let me know how you feel about what I've said and what I'm going to be sharing on this channel, because you guys are really important to me, and your opinions are really important. And I know you miss it when I don't upload, and I'm thinking a lot of them are going to be chatty ones. I will still vlog because I really enjoy vlogging, and I think you do as well. So, but obviously the more we can get out, the more we'll be going out, and we can take you guys with us. My camera skills and all of that have come a long way over the years. If you're someone that likes to hear stories with a little bit of hope and inspiration in the end, which, let's face it, that's what stories are about, aren't they? They're about, you know, taking you on a journey, and what's the end. Sometimes you can guess it right at the beginning. You know where that's going to go, but you want to hear the story. You want to watch the film. You want to go to the cinema and feel the vibrations of the music that's going on, and feel the emotion and all of these things. I mean, and I have a lot to tell. That's what really this video today is about saying to you, as you tell your story, make sure that it's not doom and gloom all the time, because that's what you're going to be getting back in your life. So make sure what you put out is what you want back. So it's okay to say that. And don't forget as well, with law of attraction, it isn't about what you're saying or the words that come out. Affirmations are all well and good, but they're not going to work if you don't believe them. So I could sit here and tell you my IVF story with the most tragic words ever. My energy behind it is going to be positive, because I'm grateful that things went the way they did. I'm grateful for the fact that I have my children, regardless of what happened with the process of going through it. And it isn't going to come from a place of, oh my God, this happened to me and it ruined my life. my life's flipping awesome, and this is what I want you guys to believe, which is why everything's changing on this channel. And it's all about, you might have seen the trailer, I'll put it at the end if you haven't seen it. In fact, hashtag below if you've watched in this far, hashtag trailer below. It says on the end of that, because nobody told me I could, you can. You can take that a couple of different ways. It's a bit of a play on words. So I'm here telling you, you can. You know, what is it? What is that thing? Whatever that is, you can. If you get your mind to it, we can do anything, whatever we want to do, really. But nobody told me that. Makes me emotional, that bit. And I was 38 and I discovered I can. So I wanted to start this channel. God, I'm going again. I keep doing this on my Monday videos. I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I wanted to tell that story. Oh my God, I've discovered this and nobody else knows it. Everybody knew it. So many people knew it. I didn't know it. And there's other people out there like me that don't know it or sometimes doubt it. And I just wanted to tell you because nobody told me I could. You can. So I'm going to finish this video up here. I hope it makes some sense. That was a little bit scatterbrainy, but I hope it makes some sense. So the story is, we're going to do a story. The story is, make sure you tell your story from a place of good stuff. Don't tell your story and stay in the bad place. That isn't going to serve you at all. So make sure. I absolutely adore you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so precious all the time and making sure when you comment or when you inbox me and say, where are you? It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. And that means that I'm having some impact. If that's one person or that's 100 people or that's 1 million, we're nearly at 1 million views on this channel. Can you believe that? 1 million views on my videos. That's crazy. So whatever that looks like to you, that reaching out thing, I'm just so appreciative of it. So anyway, I hope you're well and I hope you have a good week. I'm going to try and get a couple of other videos up if I can this week, but I do obviously need to do a lot of book stuff. I probably will record a video telling you about the book so you got more in depth. Who are the authors? Where have they come from in life? What is their story? What is the actual book about? So make sure, if you haven't already subscribed, if you're watching this far in, you will be a subscriber, I can guarantee it. And I love you for that. Thank you very much. And I will look forward to seeing you in my next video, but you take care. Bye bye for now.